Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to the on-premises data gateway session. I'm Aarti. I'm the program manager for on-premises data gateway, and this is Naveen.
Hey, I'm the engineering manager for the on-prem data gateway.
So hybrid landscapes are quite common today. Enterprises could choose they have their data on the cloud or on-premises or have a combination of both. So, but they could still use cloud services like Power BI, PowerApps, Flow to want to connect their data to on-premises. So how do we enable that? So the on-premises data gateway acts as a bridge between your cloud services and your on-premises data. And it needs to be installed on a domain-joined machine, and it uses the Azure Service Bus relays to securely communicate with your cloud services. The on-premises data gateway could be used as designed with different applications. So for instance, Power BI would use on-premises data gateway to be able to refresh reports, but PowerApps could use the same to be able to read and write using applications to an on-premises data source. So just to go over this again, the on-premises data gateway provides a secure and optimized communication channel to be able to connect to your cloud services with your on-prem data. It's not a general purpose VPN, so that means that you can't connect any arbitrary service with the on-prem gateway. You would need to connect it with one of the services we called out in the earlier slide. It needs to be installed on a domain-joined machine, and you do not have to configure any inbound ports for the gateway to work. It creates an outbound connection with the Azure Service Bus. So as long as you configure the outbound ports, that should work fine. And when you install and register a gateway, the Azure Service Bus relays automatically get configured, so you don't really need to do any manual setup after that. And finally, the gateway needs to be up and running for it to execute any of the queries which come from these cloud services to your on-prem gateway. So let's just go through an example of a Power BI direct query scenario using on-premises gateway. So to call this out, again, Naveen's going to explain some of these modes in detail later, but direct query as such, just to give a quick overview, would be that it does not import or cache your data. It directly runs on your underlying databases when you have queries run against them. So in this scenario, a couple of things to note. Of course, when the gateway gets installed and registered, the Azure Service Bus relays are configured automatically. And then when you create a Power BI data source, the credentials associated with that data source are tested, encrypted, and stored with the connection object in the cloud. And only that specific gateway can decrypt these credentials. So to get started with this scenario, so when I go over to a Power BI dashboard and say click on a Power BI dashboard or a report, and at that point what happens is the Power BI cloud service kicks off a direct query. And then this cloud service talks with the gateway service to acquire permissions to talk with that specific gateway's Azure Service Bus relay. And once it gets this permission, it would send this query over to the gateway, and the gateway receives the query, decrypts the credentials, and then sends this query over to the data source for execution. And the next step would be that the data source executes the specific query and pushes the data back over to the gateway, which is then securely communicated back to the cloud service. So this is how an end-to-end direct query scenario works. Of course, we have said Power BI here, but then PowerApps, Logic Apps, Flow all use a direct query scenario. So you could technically, in the image here where it says the Power BI scheduler service, it could technically be a PowerApps cloud service or a Logic App service. The whole thing would work or look the same. Also, to go into gateway security. So just a quick show of hands though. So how many of you use gateways with Power BI here? Great. And how many of you use it with PowerApps or Flow? Okay, that's a good number. So I just wanted to touch upon the differences, the slight differences in, say, the gateway security amongst these applications, because we've been receiving a lot of questions lately, so it was a good time to clarify. So if you look at the, so first of all, when you install and register a gateway, you automatically become an admin of the gateway. And then we do advise that you share this gateway or make a couple more people an admin, or let's say a security group, so you don't end up with orphan gateways. Here, as you see, gateway admins are shared between Power BI and PowerApps and Flow. So a general, the uses of a gateway admin would technically be for them to be able to add other admins and also be able to add data sources, add users to those data sources, and finally also do management activities like high availability, managing load balancing, etc. But there are two extra roles in the PowerApps and Flow area, which is can use and can use and share. So can use gives a user an ability to be able to use a gateway. That means create data sources, share those data sources to other users, but they cannot perform any administrative functionality like enabling load balancing, etc. Can use and share, of course, these users are able to do what the can use users can do, but also are allowed to share these gateways to other users as well. Another thing to remember here is that for these two roles I mentioned, there's also another criteria which you could use is the data source type. So you could share a gateway for can use or can use and share for specific data source types. So you could, let's say, share this gateway with someone only for SQL, and they'd be able to create only SQL connections. And finally, the data source or connection security, where you have users added to these connection objects, and these users are allowed to just use these connections, either say Power BI reports or PowerApps, based on the use of this particular scenario. Perfect. So overall, there have been questions, like in the past, we have had questions saying that there's so many gateways installed in my enterprise, and I don't really have visibility into what are these gateways. And this has been a common question, especially from service admins, tenant admins, that's global tenant admins from companies. So what we have done is, and in the past, the workaround used to be that every gateway admin needs to add this global admin or a service admin as an administrator to the gateway as well. So they can then go, say, to manage gateways page in Power BI or Power Apps and then manage these gateways, which was technically not really a feasible solution. So we created this portal called the Tenant Level Administration Portal on the Admin Center, which gives you visibility into all the gateways available in your enterprise and also perform management activities there. So we'll quickly walk you through that specific portal. Okay. So as a tenant admin, when I actually log in to Admin Center, I can then click on Data Gateways. And this would load all the gateways in my company. So here, as you see, it's the gateway cluster name, the contact info of the gateway, and the list of administrators who can manage these gateways as of today. And the gateways here is the number of gateway members each of these gateway clusters have. So for instance, Contoso gateway cluster here, as you see, has 2 gateway members. A few management operations, or at least visibility we provide into, is to be able to open the gateway cluster and say using the open gateway function here or this icon here, and be able to see the list of devices on which gateways are installed and been joined to this specific cluster called Contoso gateway cluster. So here, if you see, there are 2 devices, and each of these are running a specific version of gateway. Of course, there are scenarios where you might be running different gateway versions on different machines. We don't advise that. I mean, advise that to happen, but we do give you visibility into what gateway versions are running on each of these machines as well. Another option we have is to be able to click on a gateway and be able to manage administrators for this gateway. As you see, we are able to add groups. For now, it's groups with email addresses, but we are fixing that soon as well. But you are able to add users. So for instance, if I wanted to add Anna as a user for this gateway should show up. Yeah. Oh. It's quite simple. We just select that user and be able to add that user. And at the same time, deleting a user as a gateway administrator is as simple as that, and we would delete the user as well. So these are a couple of features we have. And we recently also added personal gateways, which are specifically used with Power BI. We added personal gateways into this list as well, so all administrators or tenant admins can see what are the personal gateways installed within the enterprise. And here there's a filter which you can click on to see personal gateways specifically. The default mode, of course, brings in just the standard gateways, but you could filter on that. Going back to the standard mode, there is a search option as well where you can search either on the cluster name or on the contact info. We are expanding it to the other attributes here. So if I did search on Contoso, or say if I wanted to see how many gateways Anna is actually a member of, or a contact info, then can look that up. And finally, one of the important features we released in the last couple of months is the managed gateway installers. So in an enterprise today, anyone can go in and install an enterprise gateway. So how do we actually, how do tenant admins manage this? So once they click on this option, the default option, of course, would be that it would be switched off. That means that anyone in the enterprise can install gateways. But you can turn it on and then provide access to selective users, and only these users will be allowed to install gateways within your enterprise. So here, as you see, Anna can install gateways now. And let me actually just delete Anna for now. And let's see if this functionality actually works. So here, I'm trying to install a gateway here. And I'm at the step where I have to register this user, this gateway for Anna. And I'm going to try to register this gateway. Let's pick Anna. And password, go with that. And here's something we need to remember, that removing a user from installing gateways does not impact any of the gateways they have already installed. So anything they've already installed, they're already admins of, they can manage that. They can migrate, restore, or take over this gateway as well. But they just can't install new gateways. So register a new gateway, and let's say test gateway install, and type in a recovery key. And try to configure it. At this point, Anna would get an error saying that you do not have sufficient permissions to install an on-premises data gateway. Please contact your tenant admin. So unless the tenant admin grants Anna access, Anna wouldn't be able to configure this gateway. And to make sure the other way it works as well, let's just add Anna back here. And the configuration should go through. AD groups. So today,
Today it's not possible.
It's not supported, yeah.
But we are looking at it as a feature in the long term.
So as you see, Anna was able to actually install the gateway after the tenant admin was given permission to that. So this specific portal, like I said, was open only for global Office 365 admins until I think mid-May. But we made it available for PBI service admins as well now. And we do plan to make it available for PowerApps and Flow admins in the future, later this year though. So switching back to the, perfect. So next, Naveen would talk about gateways. Yeah.
Thank you, Arthi. So let's talk a little bit more into what do you need to install, where you need to install the gateway, and get into the more details. So we have been telling people that we need a 8-core machine. That's our standard configuration. And now recently we have made some changes, and we'll get into more details soon. where how we are improving the performance for 8-core mission. So if you have 8-core mission and above, we will basically automatically tweak your performance. So that's why we want you to keep it at 8-core mission. So we also want you to keep monitoring your performance of your mission. It's basically how is your CPU doing, how is your network, and how is your memory. So based on what kind of queries you run, what kind of usage you have, so you may need to tweak your configuration or add one more gateway cluster to your gateway member to your cluster and manage it. And so you basically need to scale up or scale out based on it. So generally, people used to ask whether we need to run it on the same gateway on the same mission where the data source is. In most cases, it's okay to run there, but it's also depend on how much resources your data source is taking. So if you run SQL on the same mission, SQL generally tries to use all the memory that's available on the mission. So if you try to run gateway on the same mission, you are probably not going to get it's going to be an issue trying to connect to for gateway to use some memory, and it may use page file and be slower, so it may not be a good performance choice. So based on how you're going to use it, try to pick where your gateway to be located. But it's better to locate closer to your where your data sources. So if your data sources in one region, make sure that gateway is closer to the same region. So it is better, it can interact faster. The question is, can we use a virtualized machine? Yes, we can use a VM. So the only thing that I would ask for is make sure you have a SSD drive somehow shared across. So that's our next point there as well. So we do a lot of caching in the disk. So we do some spooling. So whenever you do like a Power BI import, when you are trying to import a large data set, we try to write things first on the local disk and then push it to the cloud. So we want to write, if you have a better disk, that performance will be faster. And we also, when you do like a direct query kind of scenarios, we try to cache certain things like if you schema of your database or something that is generally cached inside for better query performance. So we can optimize the query for what you're looking for. So that is also cached locally on the disk. So if you have a SSD drive, that will actually improve your performance looking at it. And we also write our log files onto the disk. Generally, it doesn't take that much time, but having it in SSD will be much beneficial as well. From Power BI perspective, the usage scenarios is very important, right? So if you are doing for import and direct query, I would again go back and look at all my perf counters to see whether my gateway is still healthy, whether my CPU is still in a good shape or memory is still in a good shape. But just make sure that whether you're doing a lot of refreshes at the same time, and at the same time, if someone is going to run DQ, whether you have enough capacity to do all this stuff in parallel. So you just need to look at how and when everything is happening. So gateway also has high availability and load balancing. So what high availability is, basically you have another gateway that is available as standby. So it's basically if a gateway goes offline, it can immediately switch to the next one and try connecting to it. So for some reason you're trying to do a software update, and or that mission network went away, that request will still not fail. It will go to the secondary gateway and start working. So when we initially introduced the high availability feature, people were asking, that gateway is sitting idle for me. I want to use that gateway as well. So we started introducing the load balancing feature. So now with including high availability, you can, with this turn of a button, you can basically turn on load balancing as well. So there, we are basically sending your request to any one of those gateways. We will try to round robin randomly, kind of, to say, okay, I want to send this request, and it will go to one of the gateways, and it will get executed there. So the option to enable the cluster is when you set up a gateway, you will see an option to add it to existing cluster. And when you check that box, it will give you a list of available gateway clusters. You pick a gateway, and this gateway will be added there. And we also have PowerShell commands that's basically allow you to manage it. So in a scenario where you have you want to take down a particular gateway for maintenance, you can go to the PowerShell and say, I want to take this gateway offline. So the new request will not go to that gateway, but existing requests that are there in the system will still be processing. So we give it some time before taking it offline. So if you want to do a manage shutdown and do a upgrade or something, you can do that option. So you go there, turn it off, give it some time like an hour or so based on if you're using Power BI, you need to give at least 2 hours if you're running long refreshes. Otherwise, if you're DQ, it's just probably less than 5 minutes or so, should be enough for taking it offline. So generally when we connect to the Power BI, the gateway needs outward connectivity to the internet. So that's all we ask for. And we connect to Azure Service Bus Relay. That is the only endpoint we connect to when the gateway is running. All other stuff is required only during setup. During setup, we need to connect to different services to authenticate you, log in you to Power BI and all this stuff. But after your setup, we don't ask for many endpoints. We just say that anything that starts with servicebus.windows.net is the endpoint that we want access to. And if you have it as HTTPS enabled, that is our new recommendation these days. We want you to be running in HTTPS mode. So that it's a recommendation came from Service Bus Relay team itself. So they were saying it is better to have it in HTTPS to reduce all the network-related issues. So once those registered, there is a list of, if you're running in TCP, it requires certain IP addresses. So those IP addresses could generally change. And there are some proxy servers that may say, these are all the set of IP addresses we can leave. So we basically provide a list of IP addresses available for that particular region of the data center IP address. And there is also a tool available in our diagnostics that when you say in the first UI there, you can see that there is a start new test and under network port test. That will actually look for all the IP addresses this particular gateway will try to connect to, and it will provide you a list of all IP addresses. You can basically grant permission to the specific IP address or open up to the Azure Data Center IP address specifically to that region. That is our recommendation there. So next we're going to look at performance monitoring. So far it has been a black box looking into our gateway. So when someone asks us what is running on my gateway, or ask you what is all used by who is all using your gateway, what is all the data sources that is going through the gateway, probably you guys won't be able to tell, but that's coming up later. But we want to say how we can optimize what is running in the gateway and how it is run. So before we go into the details of what can be performance tuned, we want to look at some understanding of Mashup containers. So any query that runs through the container, through the gateway, generally that uses the Mashup process. Like if you take like a SQL import job that is running, so you have a SQL data source, you're trying to import data, and you have a Mashup query written on top of it in your Power BI desktop. That actually sent to the gateway, and gateway executes all that stuff on a Mashup container process. So we need a Mashup container process for a query. So if you have a Power BI desktop report, you may have seen that you have 5 or 6 queries. So each query would actually require a container on your gateway machine to execute your query. So it basically connects to the data source, executes your query, and does all the ETL transformations you asked for, and then pushes the data back. They run as a separate process. So the reason is basically to isolate. We are loading third-party drivers or something. So you may have a third-party driver, so we may be loading them in an isolated process, and we try to flush that all the data right away after it is done. So we reuse some of these containers for every query execution. So we don't, once the process started, it's kept active for 10-15 minutes. We try to run as much queries as possible. But if a query takes longer, we'll keep that process running longer as well. But after some time, we will also clean up that process. If no one is using it, we will just basically recycle and kill those processes. And we also assign some memory. So in the next slides, we're going to talk about working sets. So basically, these Mashup containers use some memory. And we say that, OK, for a refresh, how much memory we need, and for direct query, how much memory we need. So this is how much we're going to keep in memory. Before going into the details, I want to quickly walk through what happens in a Power BI refresh, right? So You have a Power BI import. How many of you have a Power BI refresh that you guys do for your company? Okay. So it's all, so you have multiple queries inside a Power BI data set. And when you send it for a refresh, let's assume you have 9 queries here, and you have a gateway. So within gateway, we need 2 sets of containers. So we'll talk about we talked about what the containers are. So we need 2 sets of containers for Power BI refresh to work. So when a refresh is started on the Power BI, when you say refresh now, all these queries basically go to the gateway, and they basically use another container set of Mashup containers process to say whether I'm able to access the data sources. So each query come in independently to the gateway and say, hey, am I able to open the data source for this particular query to work? And if everyone says okay, then we'll basically start the refresh process. So refresh, Power BI controls how many refreshes can run in parallel at a time. So they say I'm talking specifically about one data set refresh. It decides one data set can have 6 refreshes in parallel. So basically, it will send 6 queries back, and our Mashup container query, the first bucket of containers, basically start processing those jobs. So each and every query may run from a minute or 30 seconds to probably a couple of hours based on where you are. So Power BI generally has, if you are in a shared environment, your query can run for 2 hours, up to 2 hours. And if you are in a premium space, it can run up to 5 hours. So based on that, your query can run that long. So once these queries are completed, it will basically, one set is completed, it will try to send the next batch of queries. So it will make sure only 6 per data set is running at a point of time. And finally, when everyone is done, they will basically say your refresh is done. So imagine this is happening for only one data set. And if you are trying to refresh multiple data sets at the same time, what people generally do is at the top of our, I will say at 8 o'clock, I want all my reports to be refreshed, and everyone will be scheduled to refresh at the same time. And if they're using the same gateway, imagine what happened here for a single data set. That is going to happen, that is all sent to the gateway at the same time. You will get, everyone will try to say at 8 o'clock in the morning, will come to the gateways to say, do a test connection to say if my query can run successfully or not. And they will try to open a connection to your data source and see if everything is good. And if everything is good, they'll start pushing in queries to your mission. And they will use the Mashup container process to run your queries. Any questions on this one? Okay, I'm going to go ahead. So specifically for, we have some configurations available on the local mission that says how to configure specifically for import. This is also applicable for Azure Analysis Service. So Azure Analysis Service also uses the same mechanism to run your import jobs. So like Power BI imports, these can also run for a longer time. But the duration-wise, it can run for whatever you can configure it to. There is no like a 2-hour or a 5-hour limitation. You can configure how long you want to run. And we have some default configurations. Based on your 8-core mission, and now we can say, if you have an 8-core mission, we will at least have 16 containers. So you can basically run 16 parallel queries at the same time on the mission. So we are basically saying roughly half a core per query. And so we talked about the test connection, the first open connection ping on the data sources. That we run about 48. So there is also, these queries generally take very few milliseconds. And if your data source is slow, you can see that your timeout will happen much earlier, before the 2-hour or before the 2-hour or 5-hour window. You'll see like within a minute or so, you may see within 5 minutes, you'll see some timeouts happening on your reports. That because we are not able to successfully open a connection to your data source and validate that we have a good connection. So we basically disconnect the connection at that point. So there are a couple of settings available today. So we have so when you disable container auto config, this will basically say I want to manually control the number of containers that I want to have on my mission. So by default, we will do number of cores times 2. But if you want to say increase it more than that or decrease it based on how you see some performance issues, you can take control of it, but change the config to false, to true there for Mashup disable container auto config to true. Then you can set the values in the default container max count and test connection pool container max count. That will be the number of containers that will be available. So once you increase it, just make sure you are increase or decrease it, make sure you're still, your CPU and memory is all well within the limits. We don't have control over what your query is going through the container. If your query is still pretty complex, it may use more CPU, and we don't have control over it. So you may need to go back and tweak that number as you go. So common issues with the import is you may see errors related to privacy levels. When you are trying to merge two data sources, that's when if a single query contains multiple data sources, we generally see a privacy-related error that says, okay, I'm not able to expand this data source, or I'm not able to find expand a particular column is what it will generally fail as. So that basically can be updated by setting the privacy level on both your cloud and on-prem data sources now. We talked about gateway timeout. So if your query takes longer, potentially it is, and if it is failing within the first 5-minute window, that means we are not able to connect to your data source successfully. So it is failing before its timeout. Or if it runs for 2 hours and fails, a couple of issues. There are multiple refreshes that are running really slow on your machine, and you are not having enough containers to run it much faster. That is one issue. Or your query itself is taking more time, so you need to see what can be done to adjust your query so it can be completed faster. And inconsistent performance is something that people have noticed, that at some point of the day when I try to refresh, it runs faster. Sometimes it is basically taking forever to run. So there it is, again, how many refreshes are running in parallel at the same time could decide based on how many containers we have. We will basically need to understand whether the performance is at the same time as the same type of queries running, whether we have enough containers, whether the job was picked up right away by the container and it's executing or not. So that's why you will see inconsistent performance. And sometimes the data source itself is probably slow. So when you try to, during peak hours, when you try to refresh, the query itself may take a little longer to run. So that's why you may see inconsistent performance. Any questions here? So now moving to the direct query. Direct query is pretty simple. We don't do any test connection or open connection or anything like that. We basically try to execute a query and see if we can get the results back. Generally, it should happen within less than a second because you are actually interacting on the UI to do something, to get the data and show the data in the UI in the Power BI scenario or in this case, Power BI scenario. So this again internally uses Mashup containers. On an 8-core machine, we generally do a ×5 automatically. So if you have 8-core, we'll do 40 containers for you. And 40 concurrent queries can happen in parallel at this point. So previously, in the older versions, we will only support 20. Or if you have a lower, less than 8-core machine, it will be 20 containers that will be available. And anything 8+, it will be 40, and if you have a 16-core, it will be 80 containers. And we also have a working set. Memory-wise, we use 64 MB. So these generally don't use that much memory. You are creating only a small set of data that you're packaging to send and refresh your report based on your particular filter condition or something. So it doesn't need that much of a memory restriction. So it's only using 64 MB of memory. Again, you can override this configuration using the same config value we talked about, disable configure auto-config, container auto-config, and there are 2 different settings where you can set what is your container value should be, how many containers you want to run, and what memory you need. So you can also increase your memory and see. If you're trying to use a large, high frequency of page files, because it's only 64 MB of memory it will use. If it needs more than that, you can see a high page file usage. So try increasing that memory, could reduce that page file usage. Intermediate slowness and slow query are here basically tied to whether being your data source is slow or your containers are basically saturated. So you don't have enough containers to process a query. So we are assuming that there are 40 concurrent queries coming in at the same time, that's all we can handle. But if suddenly you get hundreds of users coming in at the same time, you may need to look at, okay, should we increase the number of containers on the machine? And if the machine has CPU, you can go and overwrite that value to a higher number, or try to add one more gateway that can handle that load. There is also, these queries are designed to run only for a very short window. So these generally don't run more than 2 minutes. So if they're going to run more than that, it will automatically time out and fail. So there are some strict timeouts on these stuff. So PowerApps, Logic Apps, and Flow use similar kind of settings. It follows the same pattern, but we have another set of container settings for them. And so you can use these settings to configure it for PowerApps and Logic Apps. The number of containers and the working set. Here is again an overview of all the settings that are available that we just talked about. So we have, if you are able to do Mashup disable container auto config to true, right?
False would be what it actually uses based on CPU.
Okay.
And true would be the value.
True, yeah. So if you want to use it by CPU, you set it to false. And if you want to override it, set it to true and use the below values to update those values. So next to Aarti.
Thanks. So how many of you are gateway admins here? Perfect. So I'm sure a lot of you would have actually had these questions in mind. I know Naveen stole a few of my questions, yeah. So I'm going to choose some of the others. So when is my gateway the busiest? What's running on my gateway? And most importantly, the question, why is my gateway slow? So these are questions we've been hearing, and there are, of course, options today to be able to get answers to those, but then those are cumbersome, and you don't really you always get to the right answer always. It's really cumbersome to do that. So what we've done is we've recently introduced a feature called Gateway Usage and Performance Monitoring, and that's in public preview now. So what we've done there is we've introduced a few configurations which will enable logging for query execution and also system counters. So and we are also providing an out-of-the-box Power BI template which you can connect to these logs and you can visualize this data. So just to go into the details just quickly, so the query execution logs, there's 2 query execution logs we actually put it in the disk of the gateway once the config setting is enabled. The first one logs every query which goes through the gateway. We are providing information as to how long the query took to execute. There's a data processing part of it. How long did that take? Did the query succeed, fail, and if it failed, why did it fail? So all of that information actually gets logged in the first file. And the second one is more of an aggregation where for a specific time interval, we let you aggregate that data so that way you're able to visualize that better. And the third one is aggregation around the same time frame for the system counters like memory and CPU. So you can actually put these side by side and see, is my gateway causing the CPU to spike or memory to spike again. So the few of the configurations I had actually mentioned. So the first point here, the couple of configurations called out there, those enable the actual logging we saw on the previous screen. And point number 2 actually gives you a bunch of configurations which help you control this whole process a little better. So using these configurations, you can actually decide where should I put these log files. Should it be on a network part? Should it be on the gateway machine? Or should it be, let's say, like how many files should I retain? And what should be the size of these files? And also the time interval I was talking about for aggregation, those are actually set by the last 2 configurations on this slide. And the default is actually 5 minutes, but you can go and change it always. So let me actually switch back to the template we provide out of the box. So here's the template we provide out of the box, and once you open it, the log file folder which comes up, that's the default path we actually store the log files into. And of course, we have changed it to another file, as most of us would do. And so I'm just changing this path and then loading this information. So it should take a couple of seconds to load. Yes. So we do have these visualizations available in the template, but of course you could customize it further based on needs and of course the specific scenario you're trying to resolve. You could customize this template as required. So the first one here actually shows information more based on a data source. So if here looks like there are 6 data sources which run through the gateway. So for a period of time, we are actually tracking for each of these data sources the list of counters we are actually tracking. So this could be the average data processing time, the average query execution time, etc. And looking at all of this, you at least get an idea as to which data source is consuming a lot of your system resources. And then the next one gives you more information by query type. So we referred a lot to the direct query and the Power BI refresh scenarios. So you at least get an idea here to look at, look side by side at direct query versus Power BI. Again, direct query would include Power BI direct query, but also logic apps, PowerApps, all of that would go into direct query as well. The third tab provides more information about system counters, which we had, and this specifically compares the CPU and memory counters for gateway, mashup, and the system counters here. The fourth one actually goes into details with respect to the detailed query logging I was referring to. So here you see graphs which actually talk about how many of my queries passed versus failed, and what was the average execution time based on data source versus the data processing time, and also by query type. And again, there's a lot of data here. Depending on the type of problem you're trying to solve, you could always create a custom visual. So for instance, if I just wanted to look up the number of queries which are coming up, direct query versus refresh, for instance. So if I just had that and I did a query type here, and also the request ID. Let me just pull that in. So here it says it's about 128 queries which are direct query, and the other 35 are refresh queries which have gone through the gateway. So just to see how this number changes, I'm going to click on a few direct query reports I have here. So there's a SAP HANA DQ here. I'm going to click on an Oracle DQ here just to generate some traffic to see how the numbers change. And the SQL Server DQ here. So I've done a bunch of reports now. So based on this, the numbers should change. So now the number is 128. So let's just refresh. The number change. 135. So the number changed to 135. So we can see that each of these queries are getting logged on the logs, and you are able to actually visualize this data pretty quickly as and when the data queries run through. And similarly, for PowerApps, since we mentioned that's part of the direct query part as well. So if I wanted to actually run a PowerApp here, and so this specific PowerApp actually just connects to the gateway, loads up a data table from a specific table back in an on-prem source. And once I do that, so the data got loaded, just clicking it once more, and now it's at 135, so let me just refresh it. So this actually number to 136. So we had one execution of a PowerApp direct query as well, so that gets counted as well. Again, we've had questions about why can't we see it by application. So that's something we're working on, like to show how many queries came from PowerApps versus Power BI, etc. So are there folks who actually share gateways between applications? Like, do you use the same gateways for Power BI, PowerApps here, or? Okay, that's great. So you would get an idea. So we're working on that, and you'd get specific views to actually identify these came from Power BI, PowerApps, logic apps, etc. So switching back to the slides. Perfect. And do send us feedback once you've tried this feature about the template itself and also anything else we might have missed in terms of logging or troubleshooting, which you look at. Sure. It's available in the download center. So if you look at our blogs, the monthly blogs, that should contain the link to the template. So next, we actually move on to new features which we're working on. And just so that, are we good in time?
Yeah, 40 minutes.
So just a recap on what we did in the last year. So we worked on a bunch of connectivity features for Power BI, like enabling custom connectors. We have enabled single sign-on for a bunch of data sources. We also supported Vertica, Web by Example, and a few other data sources. In the management area, we just demoed the tenant level administration. We made that available for service admins and also a few features under that. For performance and diagnostics, in the last year, we introduced load balancing, which basically distributes traffic across all the gateways within a gateway cluster. And the port test, which Naveen mentioned, where you actually can figure out which ports the gateway does not have access to, and you can go troubleshoot based on that information. The third one is improving diagnostics in terms of breaking down the log files into 3 different log files. So we've created error logs, network, and information log files. So you actually target to a specific group depending on what you're trying to do. And finally, the gateway usage and performance, which we just demoed. And of course, we are going to be revving that solution, making it better as we go. In the current semester, or in the current year, we are focusing on 4 major areas based on a lot of feedback we have received. So we are improving the management experience for gateway admins, service admins, and tenant admins, and I'll talk about it in the next slide a little bit. Then we're working on improving monitoring and diagnostics, and eventually helping gateway admins fine-tune performance for their gateways. And finally, we're also working on a few new capabilities. So let's just jump into the details of what we are working on. So from a connectivity enhancements perspective, the first one I would want to call out is in Power BI, today you can only create one data source definition for a specific backend data source system. And this has been, of course, a problem for multiple enterprises with respect to security, et cetera. So we'd be removing that blocker, and quite soon, actually, maybe later this month or early next month, we would remove that blocker, where you'd be able to create multiple data source definitions, maybe with different credentials each, to the same data source system. The second one is for data flows. So today in Power BI data flows, only gateway admins can author data flows. We are changing that, so we are going to allow users, as long as they have access to a data source on them author data flows as well. So that restriction will go away pretty soon. And finally, for PowerApps and Flow, today gateways are available only in default environments. And to make it available in non-default environments, you have to go through a customer support process, which is, of course, tedious and cumbersome. So by the end of this year, we also plan to remove that blocker, so you should be able to use gateways in any of your environments. Finally, in the management and gateway governance area, we are working on a new management experience for gateway admins on the admin center itself. And of course, folks have used managed gateways and other management options in Power BI and PowerApps, have given us a lot of feedback about sort and search capabilities. So we plan to introduce that and make that experience a little bit easier. And we also plan to add Power BI data sources in there to be able to sort and search as well. And also include all the management capabilities you saw for tenant admins and service admins for gateway admins as well, but of course only for the gateways they manage. Next are the monitoring enhancements. So we are working on some of the feedback. Load balancing improvements, that's an important one. So today, as Naveen mentioned, we select a gateway randomly. Within a gateway cluster, we select a gateway randomly and just allocate the next upcoming process to that gateway. So we want to change that. So we want to make that a little bit more intelligent to be able to look at the gateway's memory, CPU, and network, and then be able to select the best gateway to execute a specific process. Next one is, based on some feedback, we understand that installing gateways and registering it, of course, is time consuming. And if you're doing it on multiple machines, there is manual intervention required there. So we plan to work on making that easier. So we do plan to bring in a command prompt install, which will actually help you with a lot of automation in terms of installation. And along with all the management experiences we spoke about, we've always been asked about a lot of automation options for these management experiences. So we are working on bringing corresponding APIs and PowerShell scripts available, so you can automate a lot of these management capabilities as well. And the last three called out here are mainly for supportability reasons. So today, folks could be using older versions of gateways, they could run into issues. So we plan to notify users that there's a new version available, do upgrade, and as and when you upgrade to the newer versions, you see all the new capabilities we have brought in. And we plan to deprecate older versions of the gateways as well. And error messages, we're working on making them clean and concise. And finally, we are also rewriting the gateway documentation, so it's way easier for you to find what you're looking for. Thank you all. And these are all the related sessions related to gateways. Of course, this is the end of MBAS. Obviously, you can't make it to these sessions, but you can at least look them up online, download them, and watch them. But thank you all for joining the session. Thanks.